Blue light blocking glasses are amazing, and those will help prevent those bright stimulating lights getting to our retina and confusing our brain that, hey, this is daylight, we should stay up for longer. So poor sleep can happen for a number of reasons, and unfortunately a lot of people do struggle with getting a good quality sleep. And it's so important. I mean, not only for our fertility, but for our general health and for feeling good, just feeling good the next day, as you probably know, or even the day after. Sometimes I find that if I do have trouble sleeping, maybe not the next day as much as the following day, that I seem to be more affected. So things like stress, absolutely. Stress in our life, the more we can incorporate a daily routine of lowering our stress at that moment, getting more into a parasympathetic state, will help us be able to transition into sleep more easily and to stay asleep during the night. Other things that sometimes keep people from falling asleep are stimulants, so whatever we consume in the evening, and sometimes even for people in the afternoon, having caffeine in the afternoon, even early afternoon, affects some people depending on how that person metabolizes caffeine. So they say, hey, try to even just have caffeine early in the morning if you feel like you really want it, and avoid it the rest of the day. Also, alcohol can interfere with falling asleep and staying asleep, and then having a large meal at the end of the evening can also interrupt sleep. Another thing to think about is with our stress levels, our cortisol, we want it to be high in the morning because that helps us wake up. And then as it should decrease as we go throughout the day. Stress can raise that cortisol level. So again, we want to keep stress as low as possible, and I like to say more stress resilience. So thinking about how we can cope with the stress that we have in our life, because we're not going to be able to get rid of stress. And then when our cortisol levels do decrease enough, then our melatonin levels can rise and help us fall asleep and stay asleep in the evenings. And melatonin is also a wonderful antioxidant. It helps so much with sperm health and egg quality. Fantastic thing to think about and strive for is having good melatonin levels. Another good thing to help us for sleeping is to get lots of good sunshine during the day. That light helps our circadian rhythm, and that piece of our brain is located in the hypothalamus of our brain, and that controls our wake and sleep cycles. So the more we can get daylight, sunshine into our eyes, obviously don't look directly into the sun, but just enjoying and absorbing the sun, being outside during the day as much as possible, even if it's just taking a 10-minute walk in the middle of the day or sometime in the day, and exposing yourself to light. And also, I encourage people to look at the natural light as soon as you wake up. And now that the days are changing, that might be a little after you wake up because the sun might not be rising right away. So, but still, like remembering to look at the daylight, the sky, to get that natural light into your retina, and then the neurons then transport that information to our circadian rhythm center, so to speak, and helps with our cycle, regulate our cycle, our wake cycle, our sleep cycle. And on that same note, we want a really dark room. So, and even leading up to sleep, we want to dim the lights in our house. We want as much as possible not to look at screens. So if you can avoid your phone, your computer, your TV 2 hours before you go to bed, amazing. I know a lot of us can't, so blue light blocking glasses are amazing. And those will help prevent those bright stimulating lights getting to our retina and confusing our brain that, hey, this is daylight, we should stay up for longer, when in reality you need to be going to bed soon. So put on those blue light blocking glasses, keep your room nice and dark. We don't want any disrupting noises. If you sleep with white noise, great, but otherwise try to silence your phone, and even getting out any extra electrical signals out of your room is ideal. Sometimes we feel like we need to be in contact with family members, but even if you can keep your phone about 6 feet away from your bed, that is beneficial to your health, to keep all those electrical forces away and any sound that might disturb your sleep. Another idea is to find a relaxing routine before you go to bed. So whether it be taking a gentle, quiet walk around your block, or reading relaxing novel, a few pages of a book before you go to sleep. Finding that spot that you're going to use the same place every evening, and your body knows, oh, I'm going to wind down and fall asleep. And if you do wake up in the middle of the night, the best thing is to try not to turn on any lights or do anything stimulating, because we want to stay as close to that sleep mode as possible. And it might mean if your bladder's full, you need to empty it. That could be stimulating you to stay awake. Another thing I like to do is, if you have any guided meditations that you like to listen to, maybe think about whatever is on that meditation, not necessarily listen to it because that can be stimulating, but to just put you in that more meditative trance or meditative brainwave state, and that can help you transition to a sleep cycle again.
If you want to learn more about optimizing your health and your fertility, then follow me and subscribe to learn more.